I want you to get together.
And I was going to say, I know that one of the highest Masonic orders is also called the Royal Order of the Jesters. So what is
Absolutely.
that all about? And with your work, like you said, all these different cultures, and even going back like way before the clown would have even been a thing, like ancient cultures talking about and like portraying these like black and white checkered and like fractal looking, literally like clown or like mime like things that people report in modern day trips of DMT and stuff. And a personal anecdote, a good close friend of mine took a lot of DMT and he was doing he was hitting it like a literal like nicotine vape pen. So he was just like constantly thinning that veil and he ended up going completely crazy. He's good now. He turned around and turned his life over to Christ big time, which was not surprising after where he was going. We were concerned about him. Like he's always made some like really trippy like clown art from his trips, and a lot of them are just like super mime like the diamond shaped slit eyes and just black and white, super cartoony and like carnival like atmosphere. And as he started doing it more and more, though, they became like much more schizophrenic, like scribbled, scary looking, like shadow being just deranged insanity from some very lighthearted, clowny looking cartoony art. So it's almost like they slowly started to reveal themselves more and more. And
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
The Freemasons are actually responsible for DMT being synthesized, I'm pretty sure. And just like psychedelics in general has always been something that they were kind of like behind. And I'm sure it's because they've, dabbled with these rituals throughout time to go into the shamanic realms or spirit realms where they could access these beings that aren't around or commonly available to us without those type of, trips or cheap entries into the spirit realm where we're not supposed to be.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've all know about the '60s counterculture, the Cultural Revolution, the introduction of LSD to the public, and all these type of things. It got in full motion then, and we know the CIA played their part in making that happen. So this is all orchestrated. Absolutely, the more portals they can open to the Nephilim, the better, as far as they're concerned. Whether that's through drugs or through making people dress like clowns, either works. To be honest, what happens in the physical world has detrimental effects in the spiritual. They're not separate from one another. They're interconnected in deep, profound ways, and they know that. We just don't know that, so they play on it. They play in our ignorance. But in terms of like the whole DMT experience, I mean, like I said, you understand this because you have this friend who does it. I don't know what if you have your own experiences in this. I know I do, but it there's this raging, terrifying ignorance that comes along with people who dabble in these type of things. They think it's all Jungian archetypical symbolism created by the collective unconscious. It's Gnostic stuff. If you want to make it all summarize it and kind of paint it with a broad brush, but it's they think it's all a reflection of the self, anything they experience there. They don't understand that when they meet a jester there, they're actually interacting with a separate entity to them with its own desires, wants, needs, and consciousness, who has a very historical reason for being there. There's a history to why they are currently there. You're not just imagining this. And that can be basically proven through the simple fact that people see the same thing. And people would say, well, that's what the collective unconscious is proving. It's like, not necessarily, because they're incoherent with the messages. But one thing that we can kind of underlie it, if they're either telling you they are, I don't know, fifth dimensional ascended masters, or they are spirit guides, or they are aliens, or they are, I don't know, time travelers from a future where mankind has evolved, something like that. They'll come up with any story necessary. They'll come in the same shape and form with a different message about what they truly are. But the core fundamental message they're spreading as an ideology is you are a god, and that is basically Satanism and Luciferianism at its core. And that's the first lie told to Adam and Eve by the serpent in the Garden of Eden. Ye will be as gods, your eyes shall be opened, if you just partake of the fruits of the knowledge of good and evil. Don't never mind what God says. All you have to do is just rebel and learn enough stuff, and you can be like a god. And that's basically what these entities all purport. It's the same religion, it's the same lie, but they lie. They're very dishonest about who they are. They'll just tell you what they know you will believe, or what will work best for you. And that tells me that's a deception through and through. They are deceivers at the very core. But yeah, people see jesters, people see clowns. People see what some they can only describe in the humanistic language as something akin to a jester of some form, and that's because the Nephilim look like clowns. That's what they're dealing with directly. They're dealing with a very serious, real entity, not just some reflection of the self in some stupid, naive way. Which, I maybe I'm a bit harsh on Gnostics sometimes, or people who believe this philosophy, but I think I need to be harsh because there's very real history to back up what I'm saying here. It's not just something I'm making up off the cuff. And it's dangerous. It's a war zone. I think people also mistakenly believe that the DMT realm is a better place. It's better than where we are currently. It's a higher realm or something. It's the astral realm. It's the fractal dimension or something. It's the higher planes of consciousness, and that's just a lie. It's actually a lesser place than where we currently are. It's a step below us, not above. You fall into that place. You don't ascend into it. It's basically the plumbing of this world. It's the behind the scenes wiring and stuff like that behind the walls of this projection. It's the thing that's necessary. It has to be there. It's the coding that projects this world we currently live in with our bodies. But it's certainly not better than the place where we live with our bodies. It's a lesser realm. It's more two-dimensional. It's a lesser dimension, if anything, because it's a place where 3D embodied forms don't exist. The prize is us. It's where we are. The world that we live in, that we perceive with our senses, that God created for us, is wonderful. It's perfect. It's beautiful. It's where we should be. It's what we should be appreciating. It's where our life is to live. These entities are trapped in this other place where they have no senses and no body. They hunger and thirst and have no means to quench or satisfy those hungers and thirsts. They are desperate to get back here into a body like us. They are jealous of us. They wish they could be us. They want to have a body like we do. They will take our body if we let them. And that's the point. So they'll deceive and lie and make anything up as long as it gives them access to you. That's the point of their game. So they can live vicariously through your senses. And if they can convince you to dress like a clown regularly or something, or perform regular rituals, and that they are there to help you because they're your spirit guides to help you reach a higher planes of consciousness and be like a god, if you believe all of that, then you're going to keep the portals open for them to continuously use you and drain you of everything you have. And once you're useless to them, once you discover the truth and turn on them, they'll try and kill you. They don't care. They were never your friends to begin with. You know what I mean? You were just a means to an end to them. But they'll tell you anything they can just to keep you on the hook for as long as possible. Like I said, when I gave everything up and I stopped being a perfect vessel for them to experience hedonistic, stupid lifestyles through, they tried to kill me. They came for me spiritually and attacked me, and literally tried to turn my brain off at one point, and only calling on the name of Jesus Christ did it make me come back to normality. These things are monsters in that respect. They don't respect you or have any care for you in any way, shape, or form, but they prey on the ignorance. And as long as they can get people believing that they are special, they are in a better place, they are there to help people consciously expand or and ascend in some way, and then they've got you. And that's why they lie. That's why they are liars. And I just want anybody who's still in that stupid, naive way of thinking about the DMT realm to think it's something special. Wake up, snap out of it. We are way beyond that now. It's time to grow up. It's time to realize that these drugs aren't going to teach you anything, and they're not going to turn you into a god. And you probably have some serious things in the real world you need to be paying attention to if you're trying to escape it all the time. And you won't find the answers there. That's for sure.
Yeah, no question. You definitely nailed it with that. And so
I want you to get together